Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Austin Reynolds Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, Austin Reynolds. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We got a good show set up today. We'll look at the WNBA standings, the PGA Scottish Open event from this weekend, as we had a shocker happen. Also, we'll look at the top 10 in the FedEx Cup standings. We'll look at the NASCAR races from this weekend along with them standings. And we'll look at Major League Baseball's divisional standings along with the wild card races as we get into the All-Star week. Or the All-Star game coming up this week. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Let me find my papers and we'll go ahead and get started. And we'll go ahead and get started in the WNBA. We'll start off in the Eastern Conference and look at how the standings are going from there. So starting off in Eastern Conference, in first place we have the Indiana Fever at 14-9. And then one game back, we have my Atlanta Dream at 13-10. As we're having a pretty good season. On a little bit of a fall off last couple games, last 10 games, but hey, still competing. And then third, a game and a half back, you have the New York Liberty at 13-11, and then behind them, Washington is 11-10. Toronto is 10-13. Hang on, y'all. Let me see if I can stand these papers up. Okay, I'll just hold, make it look better. Toronto is 10-13. Chicago is 7-16. And Connecticut is 5-18. As they are arguably the worst team in the WNBA, along with Seattle in the Western Conference. But then we get into the Western Conference. Minnesota is 17-6. They have a half a game lead over Las Vegas and Golden State at 17-7. Dallas is 16-8, a game and a half back, and then Los Angeles is 10-11. Portland is 10-13. Phoenix is 8-16. And Seattle is 6-19. And I know if some of y'all don't like how I move, I apologize. I can't stay still. I try my best to, but I'm always moving. So, but that's the standings. I think really the Western Conference has the three best teams in basketball. I mean, Atlanta and Indiana, they up there, but I think the Western Conference is who's gonna win this championship this year. Because this is what I see. And now we're going to get into Major League Baseball. We'll start off in the Eastern Conference and look at the division races and see where we're going from there. So we'll start off in the East as my Atlanta Braves are 55-40, hold a 2-game lead in the division over the Philadelphia Phillies, who are 54-43. And then you got the Miami Marlins, who in my opinion probably are the hottest team in baseball. They are the hottest team in baseball since I think June 1st, as they are 52-45. Washington is 48-49, and the Mets are 40-57, as the Mets are 16 games back in the division. Then in the Central, we have the Milwaukee Brewers, who are 59-37, hold a 5-game lead over my second favorite team, the Chicago Cubs, at 54-42. Then you have the St. Louis Cardinals at 50-45, the Pittsburgh Pirates at 50-47, and in last place in the Central is the Cincinnati Reds at 53-42, as they are 15.5 games out of the division. Then in the West, you have the Los Angeles Dodgers, by no surprise at all, leading their division, dominating their division, as they are 61-36. The closest team to them is the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are 49-47, 11.5 games back. San Diego is at 500 at 48-48. San Francisco is 41-55. And Colorado is 39-59, as they are 22.5 games back. Okay, baby. Then in the American League, we'll start in the East. As Tampa Bay leads the East with a record of 56-38. The New York Yankees are 3 games back at 54-42. Boston is 46-48. Baltimore is 46-51, and Toronto, 12 games back, is 45-51 in last place in the East. Then in the Central is Chicago White Sox. This is very impressive to me because I didn't see this team was leading this division. But this division is really open. I mean, in all honesty, because you basically have a tie. Even the records are different, but it's like one team's played more games. It's basically a tie between Chicago and Cleveland. Chicago is 50-45. Cleveland is 51-46. Minnesota is in third, 3 games back at 48-49. And Detroit is 44-52, and they're 6.5 games back. And then the only team in the division that's not really competing in this division is Kansas City Royals, as they are 13 games back at 38-59. But same thing with the West in the American League. The Texans are leading this division at 49-47. Seattle's only a game and a half back at 48-49. You okay, baby? Hang on, baby. Houston is 47-51, 3 games back. The A's are 41-55, 8 games back. And then the Angels are 31-59, 11.5. They're the only team in this division I probably don't see making a run to compete for this division. Come here, baby girl. What is it? Sorry, y'all. My baby girl want her daddy. It's okay. She's doing this podcast. But we're gonna go ahead and get into wild card weekend for the 3 teams that we get in. So we'll go ahead and get started. In the American League at the top, the New York Yankees, they are 6.5 games to the good for the wild card. Cleveland is 3 games to the good. Then Seattle and the Twins are battling for that last spot right now as they are tied. Boston is a half a game back. Houston is a game and a half. Baltimore is 2. Toronto is 2.5. Detroit is 3.5. The A's are 6.5. The Royals and the Angels are 10. Now, I would say the Royals and the Angels season is probably done, but it's really not crazy far to be back. But most time when you get this point in your 10 back, you need to run. So if I had to be a betting man, I would say these 2 teams are basically done. Then in the National League, the Cubs hold a 2.5 game lead. Phillies hold a 2 game lead. And the Miami Marlins are officially right now the last team in the playoffs. And then you have the Cardinals at 1 game back. The Pirates at 2. The Diamondbacks at 2.5. San Diego at 2.5. Washington at 4. The Reds at 8. And then San Fran's 10.5. The Mets are 12. And Colorado is 13.5. I think these teams are basically, done. So we're going to go ahead now and get into the PGA Tour. As they had the Scottish Open this weekend. As Kim picked up the win in the Scottish Open with a score of 17 under, winning by 2 over Minwoo Lee. It was a great tournament. For other names, if you watch golf, I'll say some other names and where they finished. Robert McIntyre, he finished tied for 3rd at 13 under. Matt Fitzpatrick also tied for 3rd at 13 under. Rory McIlroy was tied for 7th at 12 under. Jon Rahm, he was tied for 36. Wait, sorry. Wrong list. Siwoo Kim, he was tied for 9th at 11 under. Then you got in your European golfers, Tommy Fleetwood was 13th. Wyndham Clark, who just won the U.S. Open, was tied for 13th. And then the shocker of the whole tournament was, for the first time in 78 tournaments, for the first time in almost going on 4 years, Scottie Scheffler did not make the cut. World's number 1 missed a cut. He had the 5th longest streak of non-missed cuts in the PGA history. So very shocking, and that's my favorite golfer in the world. I love Scottie. I love the way he's not real aggressive. He's very calm. He's very neutral. He's all about, he makes his shots and does what he has to do. This ain't been the best year for him. But you see, baby. But it was just shocking to see that. And then now I will get into the 2026 Fed Up Cup standing, because we're not far, y'all. We're getting ready to get into August. So we're getting deeper and deeper in the season. So we'll go ahead and get started. With first place is Scottie Scheffler with 3,511 points. He has 1 win, which is at the American Express. In the second place, you got Matt Fitzpatrick with 3,195 points and 3 wins. In third, you got Cameron Young with 2,586 and 2 wins. Fourth is Wyndham Clark with 2,199 points and 2 wins. In fifth place is Colin Morikawa, as he has 2,176 points this year with 1 win. Chris Gotterup has 2,132 with 3 wins. And Sim-Hoo Kim has 1,860. Luke Berg, he has 1,773. Sam Burns has 1,728. And then Akshay Bhatia has 1,723 with 1 win. And that is the top 10 in the FedEx Cup points. And now for the last thing we're going to get into, we're going to get into NASCAR. We'll start from the Cup to the O'Reillys to the Truck Series. So we'll go ahead and start as the NASCAR Cup Series traveled to Echo Park Speedway, which is Atlanta Speedway for all y'all from Georgia. All y'all that know it is Georgia as Atlanta Speedway over here in Hampton, Georgia. And Ryan Blaney did what Ryan Blaney do. Ryan Blaney is very good at the street plate tracks. Ryan Blaney led 171 of 263 laps. Got the max bonus points. Won both stages. Got 75 points to help him get closer into the standings. His car was just... If Ryan got a draft, he was coming. He's just like, his car was just so much better and faster with everybody. He can make them crossover moves better than anybody. Ryan Blaney's car was just flying all day long. Even though he did get into the wall one time, he still had a great car. And other people that led some laps was Christopher Bell with 5. Carson Hocevar with 25. Ty Gibbs with 32. Tyler Reddick led 8 laps. Chase Elliott led 5. And Ricky Stenhouse and Ryan Preece both led a lap, and Bubba Wallace led 11, and Kyle Larson led 4. Now, the top 10 finishes in this race was first place Ryan Blaney, second Christopher Bell, third Carson Hocevar, fourth Ty Gibbs, fifth Eric Jones, 6th, Shane Van Gisbergen. 7th, Austin Dillon. 8th, Tyler Reddick. 9th, Joey Logano. 10th, Chris Buescher. Now, Bubba could have got a second place finish, but they said that he made a passing move below the line. And restricted plate tracks, if you don't watch NASCAR, you can't go below that line to make a pass. Said he did, but in my opinion, I get what he was saying. He gave it back, so I don't think they really should have penalized him for it, but they did, and that just is what it is. Now, we're getting closer and closer to the chase. As any y'all NASCAR fans know, NASCAR has went back to the chase, which I love it. It's not this dumb playoff race, round of 16, round of 12, round of 8, championship 4. My opinion, they shouldn't even have a chase. They just go straight through the season. Whoever has the most points wins. You know, that's just me. But it's 16 spots, so we'll go ahead and run through the spots. First place is Denny Hamlin. Second, Tyler Reddick. Third, Ryan Blaney. 4th is Ty Gibbs. 5th is Chase Elliott. 6th is Kyle Larson. 7th is Chris Buescher. 8th is Carson Hocevar. 9th is Christopher Bell. 10th is Chase Briscoe. 11th is Daniel Suarez. 12th is William Byron. 13th is Bubba Wallace. 14th is Austin Cindric. 15th is Shane Van Gisbergen. 16th is Eric Jones. And the 4 drivers that's on the verge of trying to get in, is hanging out, is a surprisingly one. 17th is Joey Logano. And then there's 18th is Ryan Preece. 19th, Brad Keselowski. 20th is Ross Chastain. Then the Xfinity Series also raced at Atlanta. That's Justin Allgaier. Picks up his another win, 6th win of the season, leading 15 laps, getting 13 bonus points. Also, though, was Carson Quavo. He led 29. Sammy Smith led 34. Sam Mayer led 33. Sheldon Creed led 27. And Sam Mayer, for the second straight season, had a problem early in this race and just could never really bounce back from it all the way. But Justin Allgaier, this is his championship to lose this year. He's just all over the place with wins. But second was Carson Quavo. Third was Parker Resloff. 4th was William Sawowicz. 5th was Anthony Alfredo. 6th was Garrett Smithley. 7th was Brandon Jones. 8th was Kyle Sieg. 9th was Roger Caruth. And 10th was Jeremy Clemens. And now in the O'Reilly Series, 12 drivers made the chase. So right now, no surprise, Justin Allgaier is first. Then it's Jesse Love. 3rd is Sheldon Creed. 4th is Corey Day. 5th is Carson Quavel. 6th is Brandon Jones. 7th is Austin Hill. 8th is Sammy Smith. 9th is Parker Resloff. 10th is Sam Mayer. 11th is Brett Cruz. And 12th is Taylor Gray. And the 4 drivers below the cut line is 13th Roger Carew. 14th William Solowich. 15th Ryan Sieg. And 16th Anthony Alfredo. And now we'll get into the truck series to close out this show. Hey, babe, what you see? So let's go ahead and get into that. That's Grant Enfinger. Picked up a win in the truck series. Haven't heard that name in a while in the truck series, so congrats to Grant. Led the last final lap and won the race. Lane Riggs, he was the dominant driver for most of this race. Got involved in the situation, got a lap down, ended up finishing 23rd. And Caden Honeycutt just didn't have enough in his car, as he was another one that was a front runner that was handling business. He finished 3rd with 14 led laps, and the guy we thought was going to win, he ran Caden Honeycutt off the track. Hang on one second. What, baby?
Can I listen to my coat?
Yeah, as soon as I finish the podcast, baby, okay? Caden Honeycutt got ran off the road by Gio Rosario. He led 27 laps. 21 laps, and he dumped him, man. I don't care what nobody tell me. He straight up dumped him. He dumped him off the track, dumped him in the dirt. And Gio ended up finishing 20th. And they raced at Lime Rock. But yeah, that one was a very... That race was fun because it's a road course. And it's a little road course. Not like one of them big ones, you know. It's Lime Rock. Anybody ever heard of Lime Rock? It's a cool little racetrack. But then we'll get into the truck series. Now they have 10. They have 10 spots in the chase. So Lane Riggs is number 1, followed by Caden Honeycutt. These two have dominated the season this year, getting wins all over the place, being in top 5 every single week. And I really think it don't matter who in this chase. As long as these two don't get involved in bad races and bad wrecks throughout the chase, these are going to be the 2 drivers that's going to, in my opinion, going to be competing at Homestead for the championship. 3rd is Chandler Smith. 4th is Christian Eckes. 5th is Gio Rosario. 6th is Todd Majeski. 7th is Ben Rhodes. 8th is Daniel Hemrick. 9th is Grant Enfinger with a big win, got him up a little bit. 10th is Tyler Ankrum. Oh, mommy. But then the 4 spots below them is 11th Stuart Friesen. 12th Jake Garcia, 13th Brandon Queen, and 14th is Andreas Preslow, and that is the truck series. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm sorry. My daughter's spitting up. Yes, you is. But that was all the weekend stuff for real. What you really do sport. I didn't really do the games because I be doing like 3 days worth of games. I used to do my podcast. I think that's annoying. Now throughout the week, yeah, we'll check up on some games, check up on some scores, check up on some other stuff. You know, and the next thing I want to really talk about is this whole Tyler Hero and Bam thing. I ain't really got deep into it because I don't really get into sports drama like that. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just insane. Yeah. But the whole thing about Bam and them got into it, and Bam popped him because he was saying, he hit him because he was saying something about him, man. You know, I know they're teammates. I understand that. But sometimes, man, we got to figure out what's going on. Like, what? My only thing with this is, bro, like, confront the man like a grown man. And I'm not saying, I'm pretty sure he did, but I don't think his teammates is resulting to a fight. Because we seen what happened with Draymond and Jordan Poole, and I think that situation was completely different. I think Draymond was out of line in that whole situation. I know Bam was defending himself, and I just know as teammates, man, I know you fuss and fight, but it should never lead to y'all hitting each other. If you true teammates, it should never lead to y'all swinging on each other now, especially basketball. Now, football, I get it. It happens. Because football, you know, you fight, you make up, you give each other a hug, and you go back out there and hit each other again. You know, that's football. But when it comes to basketball, and you're at an event in Las Vegas where you're having your summer league tournament, there should be no reason why y'all get into an altercation. That's just unacceptable, in my opinion, on both parts. I don't care. I'm not blaming nobody. To me, that's very unacceptable. That's very unprofessional. And that's my opinion on it. But, you know, I played sports. I've been in my fights. I'm also not a professional basketball player. I'm just a man from the code that loves talking sports and love playing sports and love being around sports. But to me, that was just insane. It was just uncalled for. It just wasn't a situation. It was not a situation I'd ever think I would see Bam or Tyler Hero in. But I get it. As a man, you're going to defend yourself. But it's that sometimes you got to understand, defend myself with my mouth, not with my hands. Like, it shouldn't get into an altercation like it. And I don't know what was said. But to me, it still should have never escalated to that situation and happened. Because to me, that's just not right. But, so basically, for one, make sure you all like, follow, comment, subscribe. Should have said that earlier, but that's on me. That one was on me. I forgot to say that. But how this is gonna go during the week, basically, if there's any major news in sports, I'll talk about it. With any games like WNBA, if they have games today, we'll look at stuff like that. So some of my shows will be like 5-10 minutes long. Now when we get into college football starts, so I already have week 0, week 1 for college football and NFL printed out. Got it going on. I got it set up. I went through the games, did my stuff like that. So we'll get into that when it's time for that. So like when we start getting into week 0, I'll do it by day. So I like the first Saturday games when they got TCU and all them. I'll do my picks on all of them games because to me that's week 0. And then throughout the week, if it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday games, I'll do my picks on them the day they play. And then on the weekend, I'll do my Friday college football podcast. Well, all we do is talk about college football, and we will do NFL too. Sorry, it's not all college football. So any of y'all that ever watch my podcast, y'all know how it goes. It's the same way. We just here to talk about sports. We're here to talk about school. We're here to talk about standings. We're here to talk about scenarios. We're just here to talk about sports. If you love sports, send me a comment with your favorite sport. Anybody that ever want to be a guest on the show, comment. I have no problem putting you on the show. You can come up to my house so we can do it. We can do a show right here. We can go to Diamond Studios, rent somebody, and do an actual podcast on Saturday or something. Preferably if it's college football season in the morning. I'm being funny. I'm at home. I'm watching football. That's what I do. But I appreciate anybody that's tuned in. My little my little 24 viewers I've got in the first 2 videos. Not a lot, but hey, a view's a view. So I appreciate y'all. But I mean, somebody ain't subscribing. So subscribe to the channel, share the channel, show me the love. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Say bye-bye, Annie. You want to say bye-bye? See, y'all talk yet. All right.